Hey guys, we're back and we're actually gonna do yellow this time. I promise.
He's lying.
Um, yeah, I gotta find my. You go. You guys go on for a bit. I'll be right back.
Alright, so this first card is inexplicably 2480 yen. It is. What is the name of the card?
Pure White Wings Yummy.
There we go. If you have two or fewer cards in stock, this gains 1500 power. At the start of your opponent's attack phase, you may move this to an empty slot in your front row that has an opponent's character opposite that slot. So it's a 3/5 run in front runner, basically. So usually runners are designed to run away from attackers so that they don't die. This one says, I'm going to run in front of something and kill them because it's 3/5 power. That said, it makes it a lot easier to kill. If they have a bomb, you're probably losing the runner.
The
So,
way I the way I see this card is that it's like more like level zero damage control.
sure.
Like basically, like they really want to kill this, they'll only put it play one character, so they're not actually scrapping for a lot. And a lot of people like to follow up with turn one, play one character with playing two characters, so that they can kill one and then round with the other. So I see this as sort of like a half counter to that.
Yeah, sure. I mean, Two Lover is kind of the deck that wants to hit level 1 first, but then hit level 3 second. That said, I don't think this card is, like, worth 2480. It's
I
not.
think it's only that high because it's Yami and it's a double R.
I mean, it's like you're not going to max on this card ever. There's no reason to. It's not a card that really plays well with multiples. And it loses a lot of its usefulness past the first turn, as it is. Because when you're running in front and you're only 2k power, you're not really killing anything anymore. So,
Yes, yeah.
I have a couple of issues with the card. The card is playable. I don't think it's good by any stretch, is basically where I'm hinting at. I don't know.
Like even Azuki isn't even played at 3 in CG.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is gonna like I'm gonna compare this card a lot to the 0/0 Resonance Yami, and that card is not the same, but that card functions more similarly to like a traditional runner, where it's just trying to pull extra value for yourself, and I think I prefer
Yeah.
that to this, which tries to like hedge a little bit. I feel like the ceiling on this card isn't particularly high, so I only give it a playable.
I give this playable to too good. Like it's not good, but it's not just playable. So like playable too good.
The card has a ceiling. I don't know if it's a good ceiling.
I don't know. I don't feel like it's particularly outstanding in any remarkable way. If it was just like a traditional mill runner, I would definitely say good, hands down, but it's not. So, just
There are
playable.
ants.
He has ant problems, so while he is still resolving his ant problems, we will get ready with our second card, which
Hey, how
is
you doing?
a Nemesis, I believe.
Yes, it is. Cat ear mode Nemesis.
Alright, this one has a lot of text. When this is placed from hand to stage, you may draw 2, ditch 1. Ooh. Climax combo. And this is where the
That's
text. Yeah, it's bad. But, pace 6.
no, it's not. It's niche. It's niche.
Well, okay, there's the Nemesis deck, therefore niche. But, anyways, pace 6, ditch 3, sack a card with Transformation or Dongo, which is interesting because the only characters with the Dongo trait also have Transformation. This ability activates up to once per turn. When this attacks, if the wind trigger is in the climax zone, you may pay costs. If so, choose a 0/0 Maya in your waiting room and put it in any slot in the stage and stand this. So this will restand, and you put another character on the stage. The other character is a 0/025, I think, 2k, with resonance to the same level 3 that gets you
Plus one soul.
+1 soul if you resonate on attack. That's really important. And then when this damage is cancelled, it also goes to stock. So it
If
also,
you wanted to.
if you wanted to, which potentially means that you're denying your opponent on reverse effect on your own go. So honestly, this card isn't bad. If Yami didn't exist, this might have been the finisher of choice. But it's also just ridiculously expensive.
And also way worse than Yami.
It's also way worse than Yami. Uh, By that extension,
Shouldn't even be in the same sentence. Should not be in the same sentence as Yami.
by that statement, it can only be niche. It's going to be played in the Nemesis deck, and the Nemesis deck isn't awful. It's just it's not better than Yami.
The Nemesis deck is a fine deck, but it is not Talavru Yellow Green.
Yeah, it's just not where you want to be in a tournament with. Whoops.
Mhm.
Oh man, this is like way harder to do on one monitor. All right, number 3. This card I think is pretty good though.
Chaos Bringing Darkness. Yami.
So this is a 0/0 stock bomb, something that the set did not have before, but it also has a climax combo, which in reality is most useful because it bumps her base power down from 15 to 1k. But
Yeah.
you may pay 1, put this in clock. When the stock soul is placed in the climax zone, you may pay this cost. If you do, search your deck for up to 1 level 1 or lower transformation character with either transformation or housework trait and put it into the slot this was in, and then shuffle your library. So they intended this card to fetch out a 1/2 clock encore, I think.
Yeah.
1/2 7k clock encore that has 2 soul. But in reality, in the original transformation housework deck, you can put this in as a 2 or 3 of, and it's great because it's 1k power, which means those hibikis, those anti-burn on memory, what Charlotte has, you say no to all of it because you're smaller than them, and that's irrelevant. That's super relevant.
Unfortunately, you're exactly the same size as the Hibiki, so...
Oh, yeah, hibiki is 1k. So it doesn't work against hibiki. Well, it does. If it's your turn when you do it, it works against hibiki because you get priority.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if they choose to ram into yours, it does not work. So this card is very acceptable stock bomb, and probably one of the go-to beaters of choice in transformation housework if you choose to play this kind of profile. It's not really a beater because it trades, but it's still pretty good. I give it a playable rating.
Yeah, playable, especially because it just gets rid of key cards you really want to get rid of.
Yeah. So this is so much slower. Oh no. The runtime. So next up is the 0/0 that we were talking about before that resonates with the Nemesis. This is Welcome to the Dream World, Maya. She is a 0/0 2k. When this damage is cancelled, you may put this in the stock, and you may
1/5, is she?
Oh, 1/5. Yeah, 1/5. 1/5. And then when damage is cancelled, and then you can resonate to give her 1 soul. Honestly, the card is actually really pretty good on her own, but it's a niche card because it is just for the Nemesis deck.
Just to answer the ruling questions that are out there, if this card goes to stock, does the battle actually happen?
No, because she's not there to battle.
Yeah, she's not there anymore, so there's no battle.
Okay.
Although it will have been announced as a front attack, and your opponent will have had the chance to play a counter.
Yep.
Or you could direct attack with this, put it to stop, or side attack with this, in which case they just... If you front attack with this, and then choose to send it to stock, your opponent will have had the opportunity to use a counter. Not that they really would have, unless it was an expensive event counter.
Yeah, it's actually like one of the really nice turn 1 plays to just drop this and resonate. Either you get 3 damage in, or you got 2 stock. Which is pretty sweet. Next up is another one of the big draws to the Nemesis deck. It is... what's her name?
Niche, right? We have that one.
It's still niche, but it's miniskirt made uniform Nemesis. This card is honestly like... So, like, the Nemesis deck is has this, like, really cool package of really strong resonance cards and a really mediocre resonance target.
This card is so sweet.
This card is my favorite Nemesis card. I wish I could more reliably play it in the regular build, but this gives your front center row slot 1k power on your turn, so it's only on 1 turn, but it also has resonance, pay 1, reveal the level 3 Nemesis. At the start of your climax phase, you may pay costs. If so, look at the top 4 cards of your library and put 1 transformation or dongle character to your hand after revealing it. So you basically just go to Kotsky for... It's a pay 1 plus every turn that you choose to do this, where you're limited to the top 4 cards of your deck, which is good because you're milling, and it's good because you're plussing for 1 stock. Good card. Really good card. It's just niche because of Nemesis deck, and you're forced to play the Nemesis because of it. Next. Hey, what does this card look like?
All right. So this
This
next
card
card is China Dressmaker. I think we've seen this one before. It's 002K. It's not me if you've heard this before. When this is placed from hand to stage, choose a transformation or housework character. That character gets 215 for the turn.
This sounds familiar. Is this a
mean,
certain $40 promo?
Well, formerly $40 promo. It's like $30 now.
Oh man, it's still like hilariously expensive given this printed.
I know.
Okay, so this card is interesting because it's actually in a better trait for the yellow-green deck. With the 1/1 lets you grab a housework and transformation character, which usually means you grab the 1/0 reversing Mikon and some random Yami. And now you grab this Maya instead, which is great.
Yeah.
I'd also like to point out this is the pseudo combo with the 2/1 Nemesis, which makes this card just straight up better overall.
Yeah. Oh, it's actually down to $12.80 now, so the price has tanked. This card is fine. It's playable. I mean, I thought the Yami, the Mikon was playable before. I think this is playable now. It is a very nice card if you never bothered to buy into the promos, but this card is just honestly playable. It's not better than that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's very playable.
Yeah, it's like solid 2 or 3 of extra power doesn't really hurt. Funny counter.
All right. White School Swimsuit Nemesis 1115. Backup for only 500 power, but it also has, when you use the backup of this, choose a character in battle, and that character gains 500 times the number of characters you have with either Sweets, aka Maya, or Dungo, aka Nemesis.
So in the Nemesis Maya deck, this is functionally a 1/1 event counter that's also 2 verbal, which is pretty good.
113k counter.
Which is pretty good.
It's fine.
It's niche,
It's
Of
niche.
course.
but it's
What else could it be?
it's honestly a pretty good niche counter. I don't think this is really better though than the free 2K counter.
I'm not convinced you would actually play this because
Yeah.
you'd just rather play the 102k counter.
More swimsuits. This is how you know you're going to jail.
School Swimsuit, Yami, 00500. When this is placed from hand to stage, check the top card of your deck. If it's a transformation or housework character, this gets 1 soul for the turn. And then it has a clock bond to My True Self Maya, which is the 1/0 combo we'll discuss in a bit. I mean, it's a pretty decent card just by itself.
Yeah, Clock Bond is not is pretty nice, and being 2 soul beater is not terrible either. So
Yeah.
it's
It's a top deck check as well.
it's playable.
Yes. It is a top deck check, which I think is important, and makes this card better than it otherwise would be. And yeah, it's not playable, it's niche, because the card of bond, you
sorry.
wouldn't play this.
You're not playing
You
this.
wouldn't play this without the card of bonds too, and the card of bonds too is the definition of niche.
Yeah, you're right. This is niche, but the bond it's an all around good like package. Basically, it's not awful.
Yeah.
It's a
All
long
right,
card.
so this next card, Boobies Bimbo, 001k.
Hey, she
Alarm.
has a degree or something.
I'm sure she does. If this is on top of your clock and you have 4 or more characters with either Alien or Transformation, at the start of your climax phase, you may choose a character. That character gets 2k power and 1 soul for the turn. So it's like you played a 2k 1 soul climax.
Without drawing. Well, I guess you did draw.
Well,
You clocked it.
Well, no. Yeah, you clock this. And also, the 2k 1 soul has to be played from hand, so you don't actually draw, you can trip.
Yeah.
So this is basically a 2k 1 soul that you clock instead of play.
I don't.
And it's not in the right traits.
It's Science Alien. You could play it in the Alien deck.
I mean,
Good.
there's someone
And I
here
think
who plays yellow-red alien.
Haha.
Are you running this card? That's our. This is gonna be our benchmark.
I probably will actually. Only
right.
because I like 2K1 effects. And I think this is also playable in the mono alien build only because like you want burst power anyways because most of your guys are weak on defense anyways. So why not?
Yeah.
Sure. I think that's it. It's still a niche card.
Of course, but it's niche in 2 playable decks, so
Yeah.
why not?
He's right, it is. I don't know if I would play it personally, but it is just a niche card.
Oops, need to up the number. Alright, next up. Mayo.
Alright. Next card is the Mayo we talked about just then, the Clock Bomb target. It's a 1/0/5k with a climax combo. When My Own Path is placed to the climax zone, if this is in the front row, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a character with either transformation or housework, you may choose one of your opponent's level 0 characters, put it in stock, and then put the bottom card of your opponent's stock to waiting room. Then, this card gains 1k for the turn.
It's gonna get compared to the Hopo.
The climax is a shot, by the way.
It's gonna get compared to the Hopo. From Abyssals.
Hoppo, you mean?
Yeah, sure.
Hoppo, sure. Same difference.
Same difference.
I don't think it's quite comparable because I believe Hoppo is actually a potential plus, whereas this card is nothing of the sort.
But I thought Hobble can only target the front row.
No.
Oh, she can target the back row?
I'm pretty sure she can.
Yeah. Just going by memory, that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This card, honestly, is like, I don't think it's very good. I don't know if I would even run this in the Nemesis deck, because I don't feel like it does anything.
I agree. I'd rather just run beaters of some sort.
I'd probably just call this bad. I think
I'm
beaters are just
really
better.
hesitant to call this bad. Like, I
don't
feel
know
like there's a
it's
deck out
bad.
there.
I'm calling it bad.
It's the Mayo Waifu deck.
Mayo Waifu deck probably doesn't run this either.
Mayo
Mayo
Waifu
Waifu
doesn't have enough cards?
Yeah, it does.
I want to think it has enough cards.
Between set 1 and set 2, you definitely have enough cards to build a Mayo Waifu deck.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Northern Princess or Hoppo can hit anything.
Yeah. I don't think this card is particularly good. I'm going to call it bad.
I'm really hesitant to call it bad just because
Alright.
it hit back row.
I'm going to call it a niche then.
Yeah, I went that on niche. Like, at best, it's niche, though.
Yeah. I'm just putting you down for niche. This is like when I'm taking polling.
Yeah, it's basically niche. Alright,
Sanders,
next card.
basically. Bernie Sanders.
Yeah. I don't know American politics, but I know enough about... Yeah, anyway. Truth About Darkness, Nemesis, 1055. For each of your other level 0 or lower characters, this gains 500 power. Neat. When this becomes reversed in battle, your opponent may choose a character in your waiting room and put it on top of your library.
Honestly, the detriment isn't like as bad as it seems most of the time.
I mean, the obvious combination is with all of the good level 0s that are in this set, as well as the 0/0 Global Mayor from the first set.
Yep. Which
And I guess...
makes you feel like you're
I guess
playing Devil
that's it.
Survivor level 1.
To a degree, yeah. Or that old Yayoi. Or, I guess, the red content deck.
The card is fine. I don't think I'd play it though. In like the yellow-green deck.
I would definitely play it in the Nemesis deck.
I would definitely play it in
know
Nemesis. I don't think in yellow-green, because generally speaking, your back row is probably one of the 1/1 Yamis, which means that you're really only getting 500 power bump on this from maybe your anti-salvage, which means that it's only
It'll only be
6/5.
7k.
It's
7k.
How's it getting to 7?
Because it gets 500 from the army, 500 from the assist, and then another 500 from level 0.
Sure, that's 7. Okay. I don't know. It's 7k in
In
the
the,
center
in the
slot.
middle.
Or
Or you're
on
playing the
the
global,
wing with
then
the
it's-
global, but
I mean, it's fine,
it's a
but
niche card
I
still.
don't think... If you need a 7k attacker, then you have the promo Pucci
yeah. I think this card is
Or
so
you
niche.
can... Yeah, I think so as well.
I'm almost
That-
calling it bad, actually, because just
You
there are
reckon?
so many other choices you can run here that don't require you to jump through hoops and don't have a downside,
That's
even
fair.
how mid-skill it is.
The next card we're about to talk about is exactly that.
Sort of
Precious
has
Little
downside.
Sister. Yeah, I don't think so.
It's not a real
Precious
downside.
Little Sister Yami 1065. At the start of your draw phase, choose another level 1 or lower character in your front row and kill it. So this seems like a bad downside, but in reality, you will very rarely have, I'm going to say level 0 because you're going to have the bond on the field. Another level 0 which you need to kill that didn't already get killed by your opponent's attacks.
Yeah, so the only time this is relevant is if for some reason you don't have the bond target on the field, which I find hard to believe. or the bonder on the field, in which point all of your level 1s are level 2s, which means you only have to sack level 0s on the field, and if your level 0s made it back to your draw phase, then it probably doesn't really matter if you have to sack it anyways.
Well, I mean, this card gets totally blown out by the 1/0 Mayo we were talking about, which gets rid of the bond target.
This is true. It does blow up that, but ultimately I think this card is like a really good beater, but it's still niche. You have to run basically the package.
That's fine, I guess. I mean, like, it makes as long as
this feels like more of a Nemesis deck type card than the traditional.
Yeah, I
deck.
actually think this would go in the Nemesis deck.
I don't think it would go there because that would weaken the counter, wouldn't it?
Well,
I don't
yeah,
think they're running that counter.
The counter, you're not necessarily running the counter. You just run the 1/0
I guess.
So I'm giving this a niche. I feel like it's more of a Nemesis deck card than a Trans Housework card.
Or rather, it's a non-meta build of yellow-green, basically.
Yeah, that's another way of putting it.
Or basically mono yellow. Basically mono yellow.
You
Yeah,
can't play
effective.
it basic. Well, I guess the plus level support is fine. I mean, I guess it's kind of awkward if your opponent's playing like anti-level bombs to level 1. I mean, Sapadashi, but like that's also really stock inefficient. So
I feel like playing a 1/1 Adachi to kill a 1/0 is just all sorts of awful.
it feels bad, bro.
It also feels bad when they played an eco anti-level, anti-change at level 1.
Oh, that is a not good card.
The Nico anti-change. But we have moved on. And by we,
2/1
I have.
Absolute Existence Nemesis. All your level 3 and higher characters gain 2k. In front of this, gain 2k. And Resonance. Discard a card from hand to waiting room. Reveal the level 3 Nemesis from your hand. At the start of your climax phase, you may pay cost. If you do, choose a. It's a 2/1 Maya that we'll talk
It's
about
basically
shortly.
vanilla, but yeah.
It's not a vanilla. It's a 2/1/9/5.
Yeah. It's actually huge, but
it's pretty good. Reveal that card, the 2/1 Maya, and put it on any slot on the stage.
Yeah, you get it
from the waiting room
as well, which is nice.
It's good because that card gets +1 level with a whole bunch of transformation housework on field, meaning this is going to make that card an 11/5.
Yeah, it gets really big. It gets really, really big. The way I see it, though, for the Nemesis deck, you probably run not very many of the 2/1.
I honestly think this is the centerpiece of the Nemesis deck. 11/5 beaters are pretty impressive.
I guess. I wish it was 2 soul.
Yeah, you can't win them all.
I'll take it.
It would have been pretty sweet if it was 2 soul. Anyways, it's niche by default. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Niche by default, but it's pretty fine.
It's pretty solid.
Fine.
I mean, like this is like part of the whole thing where it's like the Nemesis package is actually like really sweet. It's just like it's not better than Yami.
That is the thing.
And ultimately, that's the standard you have to be judged by in the set that actually has Yami.
That is the issue, yes. All right, next card. Shameless Dark. Oh, RNG. Shameless Darkness. 2/1 7k. When this is placed from hand to stage, if you have 4 more other characters with trans or housework, you may put the top card of your deck in stock. And when this is placed from hand to stage, you may pay 2. If so, choose 2 of your opponent's characters, stand them, and swap their positions.
It's very cheeky.
It's interesting.
It's basically an alternate way of back row attacking.
It is. It's a very expensive way of back row attacking. To an
Is
extent,
it? It's only 1 extra.
I mean, sure. To an extent, this does help resolve one of the issues that 2-level Trans Housework had, which was dealing with early plays efficiently. You really didn't. So you can pay 2 and like pop a back row instead. To an extent, the event that you also got in this set will help alleviate that issue, but I don't think that issue was like a large issue anyways, so...
I just want to blow out Log Horizon plays with this.
Oh, sure. That would be hilarious.
Yeah, especially since they're getting a comeback campaign. They'll be like, yes, we're relevant again.
Nope. But you see, with the 2/1 event, you can just bounce it anyways.
Sure, but you want to get rid of their Shiraway so your Yami can maybe go off. I mean, obviously, you're not going to be... Let's say you rushed them to level 3, they played a Shiraway, they're like, yes, I'm immune from Yami now, and
you play
then they
this.
bounce. Yeah.
No, you're not.
Anyway, This card is, I think it's playable despite the fact that it seems like a one-off maybe. It can sometimes blow your opponent out completely. Well, okay, fine. It can only really blow out Shana and Log Horizon completely.
I think the card is niche, but it's a very techable card, so I would consider running it.
There are also some really neat things you can do, like you can swap out the Super Scry level 3s, because they have to be in the front row.
Oh yeah, that's really funny.
Yeah.
That's really
Or
cheeky.
you just getting rid of any good support is just a really good thing to do. So bodyguards, not even just Log Horizon, any bodyguard.
You can just move them to like even the left
Yeah.
slot and they stop working.
Yeah, about that.
What except this Gaia and Log Horizon use bodyguards?
Dog days.
Not
That's about
anymore.
it. Oh, sure, but they can.
Yeah.
I think that's there's the Cinderella Girls one that also has Super Scry.
Cinderella Girls doesn't have bodyguard. It just
doesn't work against.
Oh, does it just get it? Oh no, it gets an enormous amount of power. It's not
Yeah.
bodyguard.
Yeah.
Or what you can do is you can totally screw up the Levy DK crew combo.
Yeah, you could.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, we've gone on enough about
That
silly
combo's
things.
already bad within itself.
No, the
Yeah,
card is
it's-
fine.
it's not
I think
great.
it's a very techable card, not something that you put more than maybe one of. And the nice thing is because it's in trans housework, like it's very easy to grab. So
I think it's really
yeah.
neat.
you can just
It's
search
really
for it if you
neat.
want it.
Mhm.
Next is my least favorite card profile.
2175. When this attacks, if the level of the character opposite is 3 or higher, it gets 6k for the turn.
Man, I was so disappointed when this wasn't the stock bomb anti-level bomb.
Yeah, can't win them all.
I
I'm personally disappointed it doesn't get a +1 soul.
I dislike this card on principle.
Yeah, well, you have a strong bias against this card. I don't think it's nearly as bad as you make it out to be, but it's not great, no.
Niche to playable for me.
I do have a very strong bias against this card. I feel like you gotta be doing something better with your stock than this.
I think this is better than the 3-2 Mekon.
Sure, sure, that's fine. This is definitely better than the 3-2 Mekon. This is bigger than the 3-2 Mekon. That's hilarious.
I think it's playable.
But I gave 3-2 Mekon a bad, so
All right, you get to do what you want. I think this card is playable, not very playable, but
you got
it's
you
a
got
thing.
playable. Night Shadow gave
Sure.
niche, and I gave bad. We're all over the place.
Neat.
Neat,
Hey.
neat. We wouldn't be a
All
very
right.
good panel if we didn't disagree at times.
All right, next card is a step forward, Maya. So this is the 2-1 that the old Nemesis alluded to. It makes no sense since this is Maya after she's decided Nemesis is
No
kind
good.
of being rude to her. So I don't know why she pulls out this. Anyway, 2-1, 8k. This cannot side attack. If you have 3 or more other characters with either transformation or housework, this gains 1 level and 1/5.
It's a 9/5 for one stock, and not really because you probably played it for free.
2195 that you probably got out via the Nemesis. It's pretty good.
And it's 11/5. I think this card is in part what invalidates the existence of the previous card.
What validates, you mean? What do you mean by...
Invalidates.
I don't know. Being a 13k that deals with advanced summons versus a 11/5 that is just an 11/5 is pretty... It's a pretty big difference.
Yeah.
I mean, let's see. You can actually get the 2-1 to 15/5 if you also still have the 0/0 plus level support in the back row. And the 2-1. That's like actually enormous. Jesus Christ. Anyways, this card is niche. It's part of the whole Nemesis package,
Sure.
which is not a bad package, mind you. It's just like very straightforward. What cards go into that package? Does it resonate with the level 3 Yami or Nemesis? You probably run it. All right.
Next card is the first common, in a pinch, run.
Run.
All your other in a pinch Kyokos gain 1k.
Woo.
1 cost bounces to hand. When this is front attacked, you may pay cost. If you do, choose one of the 1/0 Kyoko in your hand and put it in the slot this was in as the defending character.
I
It's a
really
trap
like the
card.
fact that this bounces to hand.
That's actually sweet, because then you get to play it
It's-
back.
Or you can just bounce it to hand and not have it be reversed and let your opponent loss.
Which is
But
also
that
That's the
seems
other
like
thing. That's the other thing.
seems
It's like it's insane for that.
which is also
very
sweet.
expensive.
I mean, pay 1, deny opponent a plus is fine.
I find this card to be interesting. I don't know how good it really is, especially because the Kyoko is only passable. Like, I really enjoy cards that have Kyoko's second line of text on it because it usually leads to me canceling a lot of damage late game. But
I think this card is just
yeah.
niche again. It's like it's a pretty substantial package,
Mm,
but it's funny, and I
Yeah.
like funny cards. I don't know. Are we all in agreement on niche?
Niche.
yeah.
Alrighty.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
Next card, Troublemaker Nemesis, 002K. If there's a marker under this, it gains 1 level and 1/5 power. When this is placed from hand to stage, reveal the top card of your deck. If it is a transformation or Dango trait character, you may put it face down under this as a marker. So note that this doesn't get additional markers in any way, and even if it did, it doesn't actually get additional power per marker. It's just a 3/5 with +1 level if you get the top deck.
This is
I think-
honestly not very good.
This is the oversized of choice in the specific Nemesis deck. Otherwise, I don't think
I don't think
play
you
it.
necessarily even run this in the specific Nemesis deck. Like, I don't think you need it.
I totally would.
You totally would.
It's small compression. I'm like you're
It,
effectively.
it digs you one card creeper.
I
Yeah,
guess.
like just
I guess.
yeah, like if you play this later on and you're about to refresh, then that's one extra card which you don't refresh with.
Sure. I mean, again, this is like all Nemesis deck package, so they're like all niche by default.
hmm
Most of yellow is pretty niche this time around as well.
Yep.
Next.
All right, next card is Precious Family Mayor 003K. Cannot side attack, and it gains X power, where X is 2,000 times the level of the character opposite this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it is a 5k against level 1, a 7k against a level 2, and a 9k against level 3.
Also known as
So-
too small, too small, too small.
So basically, only good against the level zeros that gain a level.
Yeah, that's
the
basically it.
only good profile of this card is the Sorakake one, which gains power per level card in your level zone. This card is just not good.
Yeah, this card is bad.
Poor. Very bad.
Like there's the Toma, which does a similar thing, but it's plus 2/5 per level, and it requires the opponent to have a specific trait. But at least that card has flavor to it. This card is just whatever.
Now the Kyoko. I like this card. Or no. wait.
No. There's Katia,
I keep
Yukasa,
skipping
Nemesis.
cards. This is like awful. I'm obviously too tired for this.
So this is effectively a vanilla that oh okay, it's not actually bad against Ash. So when this is placed from hand to stage, choose one of your opponent's characters, then choose one of the traits that character has. This gains that trait for the
Yeah,
turn.
it's not good
So
against
again,
Ash.
no. Against Ash, you just choose Ash and choose transformation because
Sure, why not?
as soon as it's played, then Ash will have transformation.
I mean, it doesn't matter what
So-
trait you choose. Like, if it's already in the field, Ash already has it.
Is there
Exactly.
a legitimate reason for this ability?
No.
Like, what exactly does this do?
I mean, are you
It's
talking about like,
flavor.
flavor-wise, or are you talking about like card-wise?
Gameplay-wise, it's
Gameplay-wise,
maybe
it does,
stats or
Jack.
something.
No, it does absolutely nothing. There's a Idolmaster card. Oh no, that doesn't work because it needs to be a specific character.
This card
And the
does
same goes for that. No.
absolutely nothing. It's basically a vanilla. It's basically 0 vanilla, and 0 vanillas get the bad rating.
Mm.
Bye.
So
Next
sad.
card. This is the Kyoko 1065 in Kyoko gets level on the stage, which is it's interesting because it means when your opponent's bomb front attacks your rune,
You lose.
you
it
still get
anyways.
bombed. Yeah. And when the battle opponent of this is reversed, that character goes to memory.
There are some specific plus power supporters to level zeros in blue, for instance, that can make this a little bit bigger if you wanted it to. But
There's the Nana as well.
yeah, so you have a couple
It, like-
options to make it bigger if you wanted to.
Like this is better with the Nana because they're both aliens.
Yeah. Card is funny. It's perfectly fine
Very
as a
interesting.
beater, I guess. I mean, it's still a
Very
1-0.
interesting.
It's like a special kick Chie, except extra 500 power for being a level 0.
Yeah. It's not. It's a mandatory sense memory, by the way. So your opponent gets to ram level 0s all day long.
And they probably will if you decide to leave it on the field.
Exactly.
So
It is good against 1-0 clock on course and the like, but
it's pretty bad against everything else.
yeah, that's the thing. All right.
It's
next
still
card.
like it goes under the niche rating for the
It's
same
niche
reasons.
because you need. Yeah.
For the same
It's niche
reasons as
because-
the run.
It
Great.
doesn't go into the meta deck. That's all.
Yep.
It's interesting. Transfusion male. It's a 1/1/6/5. For every marker under this, it gains +1 level and 1/5 power. And resonance. When the battle opponent is reversed, you may reveal the nemesis from your hand. If you do, top card goes under as a marker.
It turns out that yellow needed its own version of Asuna, and
I'm not sure. It's like Asuna. It's more like
I guess it's closer
actually,
to.
I guess it's like the Puyo. No, it's like the Asuna. It is like Asuna.
It
It's
is
just really
Asuna.
big.
It's just really big.
It's
It's still not very good, and I think this is probably the weakest of the resonance cards with Nemesis.
yep.
I don't think you necessarily
Well,
run
just- Well, 2 reverses allows you to get the 2,000 boost from level 3 assist.
this. I guess this is true. In there,
That's.
at 2 reverses,
That's-
you're also 11-5. Man, who needed that 2-1 anyways?
I mean, I'm gonna play this in the Nemesis deck, but that's only for flavor reasons, not
Yeah.
because it's a good card.
I'd try it. I'd try
The
it.
card is still niche. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
a niche Nemesis
Niche.
card.
Ish.
Next up is Vanilla, so I'm just going to go ahead and update everyone's rating to bad, and give me a moment while I fix everything.
I think tier 2
Vanilla
is
out
worse
of
than
frame.
bad because it's yellow but alien.
She has boobies.
She's
That's
even
simple.
worse. So, like, she's
Well,
like
and she doesn't even bond to Yami, so that's what's the use of this tier 2?
nothing.
Exactly.
24.
Uh,
Go for it.
oh, this card.
Oh,
Intrusion of the Etchy Mouse. Yummy. It's a 1/2 7k 7k clock on clock with 2 soul.
Yep.
And also it has no soul trigger.
Woo! Honestly, this card is not awful on its own. It's primarily meant to be the search target for the 0-0 climax combo, though.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you talked about that while I wasn't here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's neat.
niche.
Niche.
It's neat niche, sure.
I mean, like, honestly though, like, getting a 2-soul beater at level 1 is pretty nice. Like, you get to just start winning on soul.
I don't deny that. It's pretty neat. Alright. Next character, Compromising Feeling, Yummy. 2/1/5/5 gives 1k to every other transformational household character. I have no reason I would ever want to run this card.
Yeah, this card doesn't do anything.
Why would you just not run another type of support?
I think
What a
the
level assist.
level assists are better, because you generally don't need the global power anyways. And never mind that if you're playing like Nemesis, like the 2-1 is pretty good anyways. This card is, honestly, I'm going to give it a bad rating. I just don't see me running this over anything else.
Because that's
I-
all it
I
does, so yeah, no.
I don't see a single reason I would run this card. That's enough to give me a give it a bad rating.
Agreed.
Alright. Charming Training, Nemesis, 2/1/6/5. If there's a marker under this gets 2k power and 1 soul. When this is placed in hand to stage, you may choose a China Dress Maya, the 0-0 Puchi Mikan clone. In your waiting room, put it face under down as a marker.
Oh, nice.
It is a 2/1/8/5 2 soul beater.
Woo! It's a 2-2 vanilla for 1 stock.
It's not a 2/2 vanilla because it's 500 less.
It is 500 less. It's almost a 2-2 vanilla.
I am very high on 1 cost 2 soul beats, so I've got this at a high playable.
This is a very playable card. 2-soul
Yeah.
beaters are pretty sweet. Given
I
that
do-
it
I-
also benefits off a card you're probably running anyways.
Exactly. There's not much opportunity cost. I do think it probably will die on the swing back if you don't have a counter, but at the same time, it's already done its job by hitting your opponent for 2 soul.
It's very low investment.
Yeah.
It's also playable in transformation because it's not like necessarily out of trade.
Yeah,
That
it's
is.
on
Exactly.
trade. I don't
Yeah.
think I will run this in transformation, but I don't think it's like
Having the option.
a bad thing. You know, it's like it's an optional two-soul beater if you want it.
And options are good.
Options are good.
Yeah.
And finally, the last card in yellow.
Wormhole 2/1. If you don't have a transformational housework character, you can't play this from hand, aka no text. Choose up to 2 characters in your opponent's front row and return them to hand.
What? I thought it was supposed to be pay 1 gauge and grab a Neo Dragon. Anyways,
What?
buddy fight joke.
I don't understand. What is Buddy Fight?
It's the game that
I give my friend a
it's
lot of crap
probably-
for playing Buddy Fight. It's very funny.
nothing wrong with Buddy Fight. It just you don't design a game targeted at the audience that Vanguard already has. That makes no sense.
Oh, I know. Sorry, he plays Vanguard.
Yeah.
Anyways,
So, Wormhole is a 2/1 event that gives 2 of your characters 1 soul extra.
I'm probably higher on
basically.
this event than most people. It's a very clean way to deal with early plays. It is tempo positive, is using magic terminology, I guess, because they're paying 1 stock to whatever stock investment they put into early plays.
Depends on the early play. Like, if
it
they
does.
play an Onodera,
I
then
mean,
okay, bounce it.
Sure.
Thanks.
But I mean, like, if you're talking about like Girlfriend's Beta, for instance, or
Okay, sure. Girlfriend's Beta really hates this. Any wall deck really hates this, especially if they're playing 1/1s.
they really hate this.
Like, Schoolgirl Strikers red deck really hates this. Any marker-based deck hates this. Bouncing is really good when you can do it on command, but I don't know if it's so good that you'd want to run an event for it. Especially a non-bondable event that you don't want more than 2 of.
Yeah, this is very questionable at times. I'm probably higher on this than most people. I probably would try to run 2 just to see if it works out. But then again, like, there are a lot of people who play Girlfriends and such at my shop now, so
You can't even bounce back row to get rid of Shiroway or
Yeah.
Yuji, which is
I think
kind
this
of
is your tech choice versus the 2/1 field swapping card, which are again both filling somewhat similar roles in the dealing with early play aspects. Although the 2/1 has more flexibility character-wise, and it's also searchable, which makes it more reliable.
Yeah, I guess that's true. The 2/1 also costs 2 to use. This costs 1, but it is searchable, which I think is very important.
Yeah, it's also
This-
grabbable
this-
from clock and etc.
This one does have the very good additional mode of 2 characters gain +1 soul, usually 2 level 0s.
Yeah.
But
At the same time, sometimes you don't want those level 0s to be on field anyways. Afterwards.
I think this card is very playable. After what
I give
you
it a
said.
playable.
I didn't really think about it too much, but it seems fun.
I give it a
It's
playable.
niche for me.
Sure.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, like, this is not
sorry.
the kind of card that you necessarily run all the time.
Okay. Can I just quickly talk about the cards that I missed?
Sure.
Okay, so Pure White Wings Yami, I gave a playable rating because I don't think you ever run this as a 4 of. I don't think it's actually that good. Like, the most you'll ever do is make your opponent swing for 1 instead of 2, because they'll just side attack you. And it dies to every bomb, everything that's oversized, like every 4K, every bomb, every clock bomb, whatever, will kill it. So it's a potential plus in terms of being a runner and not much else. Yeah, you block 1 damage, but do you really want to stay at level 0 that long? So it's only playable for me. Nemesis level 3 is niche by default. The card itself is alright. If Yami didn't exist, or if Yami was like, give itself ping and nothing else, then maybe you consider playing Nemesis over it. I still wouldn't because it's so susceptible to anti-damage.
It's also, like, ironically heavily screwed by the 2/3 tap counter.
Well, I mostly like the fact that Nemesis gets wrecked by the Nemesis Darkness Plan counter
Oh yeah, that's really funny.
very, very badly. And for the 0/0 Yami combo, I put that as niche because climax combo in a deck that has no climax space.
I think it's playable because it's a stock bomb.
Yeah,
But
I guess, but I don't know if I need a stock bomb in that deck.
yeah, that's
Like,
true.
what am I stock bombing that I couldn't just?
Charlotte anti-burn, and that's like the only thing that comes to mind.
I guess that's fair, and maybe is a reason to run the stock bomb. Yeah, you know what? Let's give it a playable. That seems fine.
Yeah.
It's a 1k, yeah? It's 1k.
Yeah.
That's not too
And
bad.
on attack, you can kill Hibikis too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. Although I don't know how much I really need to heal with to love
I
it.
only ran like 2 healers.
I do like that it denies them the plus.
Yeah.
But
Alright,
Alright.
so that is the entirety of the actual main set. We will be right back with an overview video. It's 4 a.m. for me and our dear friend the Night Shadow. We'll be right back. It's very late.
Yep.